Have you ever looked at a world map and wondered how people reached places that seem impossible even today? Long before roads, compasses, or even written language, ancient humans somehow spread from one part of the world to nearly every habitable continent. It sounds almost unbelievable, but they weren't fearless explorers searching for new worlds. Most were simply parents trying to keep their children alive. Around 300,000 years ago, our species first appeared in Africa, and for thousands of generations, people lived by hunting animals, gathering wild plants, and following the rhythm of nature. When food became scarce, rivers dried up, or herds moved on, families faced a difficult choice: stay and risk starvation, or walk into a landscape no one in their group had ever seen before. Those small decisions slowly became one of the greatest journeys in history. They didn't know they were changing the future of humanity. They only knew they had to survive one more season. As the Earth's climate changed, the world itself opened unexpected paths. During the Ice Age, huge amounts of water became locked inside glacier, causing sea levels to fall and exposing vast stretches of land that are now underwater. Forests became grasslands, deserts sometimes turned green, and new valleys appeared. Ancient humans learned to read these changing landscapes with incredible skill. They remembered where fresh water could be found, recognized the tracks of migrating animals, and passed this knowledge from one generation to the next. Every child grew up listening to stories that were more than entertainment. They were survival manuals. Yet survival wasn't about strength alone. Archaeologists and anthropologists believe cooperation became one of humanity's greatest advantages. Food was shared. Children were protected by entire groups. Elders carried knowledge that no one else possessed. Alone, a person might not survive an unfamiliar land, but together, a community could adapt to almost anything. Then came one of archaeology's most astonishing discoveries. Around 65,000 years ago, humans reached Australia. Even with lower sea levels, they still had to cross open water, meaning they likely built simple boats or rafts thousands of years earlier than many people once imagined. We may never know exactly what those first crossings looked like, but they reveal something extraordinary. Ancient humans were not only survivors, they were planners, problem solvers, and innovators. Their journey didn't stop there. Much later, people eventually reached the Americas, although archaeologists continue to debate the exact routes and timing. Some evidence points to ancient families walking across the land bridge known as Beringia, while other discoveries suggest they may have traveled along the Pacific coastline. The details are still being investigated, but one truth remains remarkably clear: no single generation traveled around the world. Every step built upon the courage of the generation before it. A child carried by their parents might one day lead their own family into another valley, and centuries later, their descendants would stand thousands of miles from where the journey began. When we think about ancient migration, it's easy to imagine famous explorers, but the real story belongs to ordinary people making extraordinary choices under impossible conditions. Their courage wasn't driven by curiosity alone. It was driven by hope, responsibility, and the simple belief that tomorrow could be better than today. Every road we travel, every border we cross, and every place we call home exists because countless families refused to stop walking. In many ways, the human story isn't about conquering the world, it is about carrying each other through it. If this journey changed the way you see our past, subscribe to Yore, because the next ancient mystery may also explain something about ourselves.